Hi, my name is Ken Holstein, and today I'll be talking about some work we've been doing on the design of real-time support tools for teachers working in blended, personalized classrooms. In recent years, there's been increasing interest in and pressure on K-12 teachers to implement more personalized classrooms, in which students largely work at their own pace through individualized learning trajectories, while the teacher's role is transformed from that of a lecturer at the front of the class to more of an active facilitator of students' learning. To enable such highly personalized instruction, we're seeing more K-12 classrooms adopt AI-powered educational software. During these class sessions, every student works with their own personal AI tutor, which frees up the teacher to spend more time working with students one-on-one. So, as increasingly advanced AI comes to the classroom, a question that arises is, what will the roles of human teachers be in the classroom of the future? And how can we best support those roles? Over the past year, we've conducted a number of design studies with teachers who are already using AI tutoring software in their classrooms to get a sense of the main challenges they face as teachers and the opportunities they see. We've taken a participatory design approach, meaning that we try to involve teachers as active collaborators throughout the whole design process. Out of many ideas that emerged from this work, one that teachers were particularly excited about was the idea of a pair of smart glasses that they could put on to see actionable information about students' learning in real time, while keeping their heads up and their attention still focused on their classroom. For example, this early concept sketch shows the AI software essentially raising some students' hands for them from the teacher's point of view, when it detects that these students really seem to need help, even if they're not asking for it. There's been a lot of prior work on real-time detection algorithms for aspects of students' learning, motivation, and metacognition. But all of that information is typically hidden away within the AI. So our task was to take those pre-existing algorithms and make them visible, accessible, and useful to human teachers. Over the past few months, we've worked closely with middle school math teachers in the Pittsburgh area to make this a reality. We've developed a prototype called Lumilo, using the Microsoft HoloLens. When wearing Lumilo, teachers can see indicator symbols floating over individual students' heads while they work with intelligent tutoring software. These symbols update in real time to help direct teachers' attention to students who may need human help. Teachers can also see class-level dashboards, which they can customize and position anywhere they'd like in the classroom, as you can see at the front here by the teacher's whiteboard. Teachers can also click on individual students to peek at more detailed information about those individuals. For example, in this image, on the left, teachers can monitor a live feed of the student's current problem, annotated with information about the student's path through the problem, such as whether they needed a hint from the software to get through each step. And if the student is consistently struggling with particular skills, these are shown in the window on the right, together with a concrete example of an error that the student made for each of these skills. So we found that showing these example errors is important not only for helping teachers perform further diagnosis beyond what the system can do, but also to enable teachers to override the system's judgments, if needed. Here you can see Lumilo in action. In this GIF, a teacher spots a student who has been idle for over 5 minutes in the software, and in this case, it turns out that the student is actually engaged in a different activity outside of the math software. And this GIF shows the teacher peeking at detailed information about a student before deciding to walk over. The information display tags along with the teacher as she walks, in case she wants to read on the go, but the teacher is also able to nudge it out of the way if she doesn't want it to block her view. In addition to inviting teachers to our lab and testing it out here, we've also recently had the opportunity to run pilot sessions in 8 live classrooms with teachers and students around the Pittsburgh area. So the left image was taken right after the end of one of these class sessions. At this point in the class, you can see that many students are doing well, as indicated by these smiley faces. However, a few students are either spinning their wheels with the current material or may currently be off task. We're currently trying to better understand the effects of using Lumilo in real classrooms, both to help inform a redesign and to inform the design of future teacher support tools. So far, we have preliminary findings suggesting that teachers using Lumilo spend more one-on-one time with students who would otherwise learn less working with the software alone. By contrast, in classrooms not using an awareness tool, students who raised their hands most often tended to get most of the teacher's attention, although these were not necessarily the students who needed help the most. Longer term, one of our broader goals with this work is to better understand how we can most effectively integrate human and automated instruction in K-12 education. Visions of the role of human teachers in the K-12 classroom of the future often emphasize the crucial roles teachers play in providing socio-emotional and motivational support. And other visions emphasize the rich prior knowledge that teachers have about their students, which can support inductive inferences and interventions that are beyond the capabilities of modern adaptive learning systems. Ultimately, we'd like to empirically investigate the complementary strengths of human tutoring on the one hand and automated instruction on the other, with the goal of exploring how these might best be combined in a system to achieve educational outcomes greater than either can achieve alone. To give a brief sense of some specific directions that have emerged from our design work with teachers, we've often received requests, especially from relatively novice teachers, for recommendation systems that could more directly support them in adapting their instruction on the spot. But in many cases, providing effective recommendations to teachers calls for further learning sciences research. For example, although many of the teachers we've worked with expect that it would be useful to have analytics about the sorts of errors that their students make, it remains an open question how teachers could most effectively make use of this information to improve instruction. Teachers have also frequently noted that having a tool like Lumilo would be valuable in many teaching contexts, beyond blended classrooms in which students work with personalized learning software. So, in the future, we are also interested in generalizing tools like Lumilo for a broader range of personalized classroom settings. So, for example, by making use of physical sensors that can better capture students' interactions outside of educational software. On a final note, we know that adaptive learning systems, like other data-driven systems, can sometimes encode harmful algorithmic biases. We see teacher-in-the-loop systems like Lumilo as an opportunity to leverage human intelligence and teachers' prior knowledge of their students in particular to offset the effects of such biases, as opposed to leaving the decision-making entirely up to the AI agent. And ideally, the reverse could also be true. Real-time analytics from the AI could help offset biases held by the teacher. But further research is needed to ensure that we really do design systems that offset such biases rather than exacerbate them. Thank you.